Thank you. My plan to create jobs, as I alluded to in my opening, is to turn the research and development that's going on locally, take advantage of our natural resources, and get businesses to locate here. We have cheap energy in different parts of the 118th district that obviously reduce the overhead of any business that chooses to come to this area. Like I said, we have the skilled workforce, a workforce that you can still pay a living wage here in New York and still have a smaller salary component of your business than you would in other areas of the state and country. So it's good old-fashioned legwork. It's getting out there. It's explaining, what part of our area will work for a specific business. It's just getting the message out. Economics and business development is competitive, and we need someone who can thrive in that competitive environment and who can, without a doubt, on a moment's notice, when you find out that you're standing next to someone who's a big shot in business, be able to go right into the great things that the North Country has to offer. Creating jobs is how you lower taxes. We have to expand our tax base here in the North Country. Right now our residents are paying the larger burden of taxes. And if we can bring more businesses here, we can spread out the tax burden. We can also bring back our young people to the area, and even our middle-aged people who want to come back here, as we all know they do. That's how you lower taxes, is by expanding your tax base. Thank you.
Mr. Lucas, what is your plan to create jobs and lower taxes?
Well, as I stated earlier, I support the idea of the ag agenda. What I'd like to add to that is a lot of the things that I do, I like to reflect on what I've done in my life. I started a business I incorporated 20 years ago. Excuse me. And I started that business by taking a business planning course that was offered by the Small Business Administration. After we got our business plan together, we went to the Small Business Administration and we got a guaranteed bank loan that was backed up by the SBA for low interest. And we started our business. We've been in business for 20 years. And I've looked back on the impact that we've had in my community with my business, and in 20 years we brought over 2,500 people into our community. And my expenditures in my business have been over $200,000. That's buying goods and services and repairs and that sort of thing. We add to our economy by bringing into up 4 other businesses, and that's the idea I'd like to bring up here, is jobs that tie into one another and augment one another. I think that we could capitalize on this energy crisis by putting together workfare programs where we could be mirroring the CC camps back in the Depression days when they tried to put money in people's pockets so that they could go out and put them back out in communities. We need alternative wood heating sources. We could utilize the wood from blowdowns from ice damage in our state forest. But what bothers me is we don't have wood gasification products up here. Wood gasification actually burns all the carbon, soots, and creosote oils to make a more efficient heating system. I would like to see our colleges developing these new technologies so us up in the North Country would be known for our ability to provide a way off foreign oil.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. And Mr. Campbell, what is your plan for creating jobs and cutting taxes?
Well, my plan is to start with cutting wasteful government spending. If we cut the spending, we will then lower taxes. If we're lowering taxes, we're going to create jobs. If we create jobs, that means people and businesses are moving into New York State or staying in New York State and thriving. Again, my opponents mentioned on broadening the tax base. So again, if we're bringing people, jobs, into New York State, we're broadening the tax base. If we're broadening the tax base, that means less of a burden on you as an individual taxpayer. So again, cut wasteful spending, lower taxes, we create jobs. Jobs, reference to energy, I think we can harness wind, clean, green, renewable sources, wind, hydro. You look at biomass, turning biomass into gas. There definitely is areas that we can promote. And if you look at the North Country, we do not have a shortage of resources, wealth of knowledge, people, manpower that's here. So again, I want to stress, cut the wasteful government spending, wasteful spending in general. If we do that, we lower taxes and we create jobs. That's my idea.